I know this looks like science fiction. It's not.
Wow.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 trends that are changing the world.
It's financial freedom, bro.
Desperate times make you do weird things like video happy hours with all your friends.
For this list, we'll be looking at any product, company, or tech that could help us in the future or is already changing the present. Which world-changing tech are you the most intrigued by? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. The Streaming Wars. Netflix forever changed the game with an innovative over-the-top content platform. It remains the most popular streaming service, with over 195 million subscribers worldwide, while Prime Video sits in second place with 150 million.
For years, Amazon has used video as a sweetener for people to subscribe to Amazon Prime, the company's $119 per year service. A Prime subscription includes not just TV shows and movies, but shopping discounts, access to music and books, and of course, free shipping on Amazon deliveries.
Despite only launching in November 2019, Disney Plus has accumulated over 85 million subscribers, and the Mouse House plans to focus on streaming content for the foreseeable future.
Disney has the best chance just because of its very, very popular content and the money and distribution and the Disney name it's putting behind it.
Disney is also the parent company of Hulu and ESPN+. From Apple TV Plus to Peacock, every major company wants in on the streaming action. While Warner Brothers isn't abandoning cinemas completely, the decision to simultaneously release their 2021 movie slate on HBO Max could signify the new normal even in a post-pandemic world. If Quibi proved anything, though, it's that streaming isn't an automatic goldmine.
It's not enough to have stars, it's not enough to have original content. You need to be very aware of what the market will hold, what your audience is, what they're willing to pay, what are they watching, what are they talking about.
Number 9. Extended reality. Virtual reality has been a topic of conversation since long before the 21st century, but the idea has just started to meet its potential with products like the Oculus Rift and PlayStation VR. The technology is not only being used amongst gamers and consumers, but also in military training.
Call of Duty or anything as nice and slick as it is, it's more meant for a casual gamer that doesn't necessarily have any kind of military experience. This is an actual simulator that you use to train with.
VR is just the tip of the iceberg, however. There's also augmented reality, in which real-world objects are digitally enhanced, and mixed reality, which blends the real and virtual world together.
What you see here is next-generation hand tracking. Penny moves the holograms throughout the room in real time and space. The boxes react using physics-based simulations, just like they would in the real physical world.
All of this falls under the umbrella of extended reality, or XR, which combines immersive tech of every kind. XR is showing widespread growth in entertainment, medicine, retail, and numerous other industries. By 2023, it's been forecasted that the XR market could skyrocket to $209 billion.
In a new tech age where parents and society worry about overstimulation, some believe if used in the right way, extended reality also has the potential to de-stress and set the mind free.
Number 8. Videotelephony. The earliest forms of video telephony can be traced back to 1927, when AT&T experimented with the technology. It's only been in recent years, however, that picture phones have started to catch up with their pop culture counterparts. You might not have heard of Zoom before the pandemic hit, but now it's practically entered our everyday vocabulary.
Zoom is a cloud-based platform based on Amazon's AWS and Microsoft's Azure servers. So if Zoom sees a huge spike in meetings, it can easily access more space, which has given it a lead over its competitors.
Zoom is just one of the many video telephony services that people have come to rely on for business meetings, education, and social get-togethers.
Desperate times make you do weird things like video happy hours with all your friends.
While we're inclined to see a return to in-person events eventually, video calls and video conferencing have officially become a part of the mainstream. For loved ones who live far away and for companies that went permanently remote due to the pandemic, video telephony is here to stay.
What can I tell me?
No. No, please don't bring it into the bathroom. We can see you always.
I didn't know.
Number 7. space travel. In 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first person to walk on the moon. Over 50 years later, we're still working on Mars, but Elon Musk and SpaceX are moving things along. While the SpaceX Starship is still being tested, the SN8 prototype did successfully pull off a high-altitude flight in December 2020. Granted, the landing needs some work, but it'll take more than an explosion to slow Musk down.
What I really want to try to achieve here is to make Mars seem possible, make it seem as though it's something that we can do in our lifetimes.
SpaceX remains optimistic that Starship will commence its mission to the moon in 2022, paving the way for the first flight to Mars in 2024, and the first crewed mission 3 years later. We may be getting ahead of ourselves, but the idea of taking commercial flights to a Mars colonization is becoming increasingly probable.
The long-term aspiration is to develop the technologies necessary to transport a large number of people and cargo to Mars in order to create a self-sustaining civilization there. And that's really why I started the company.
Number 6, the Internet of Things. For many years, we associated the Internet solely with home computers and laptops. Over time, however, the Internet has invaded our phones, watches, TVs, cars, and various other devices.
A smart heater, for example, has integrated sensors that monitor and regulate room temperature. That can save heating costs. Or vacuum cleaners that operate independently can save us time.
This has given birth to the term Internet of Things, or IoT. The things in question are installed with technologies that allow users to connect and exchange data across various objects.
The process starts with the devices themselves, which securely communicate with an Internet of Things platform. This platform integrates the data from many devices and applies analytics to share the most valuable data with applications that address industry-specific needs.
IoT has thus become intertwined with the smart home concept, providing a common link between our lights, ventilation, security, and other applications. IoT doesn't just apply to homes either. The technology has also become prominent among urban areas, the military, and the healthcare industry.
Embedding intelligent functionality into our homes would allow patients to be monitored around the clock. Built-in sensors track movement from inside the home, alerting family or emergency services when needed.
Internet of Things might sound like a broad term, but it perfectly sums up this trend's limitless reach. Number 5. Digital currency and cryptocurrency.
I'm a virtual currency. Worldwide, you can send for little to no fees. Open source, not controlled by any government, corporation, or individual. It's financial freedom, bro.
Although physical currency will likely always have a place in society, digital currency is simply more convenient, not to mention cleaner. The spread of COVID has only turned more consumers off from dirty dollars and coins.
Especially with the pandemic, you've seen the use of cash decline precipitously. Something like 40 to 70% of consumers no longer want to handle cash. And just like every industry is digitizing right now, that is also happening in the financial services world.
Cryptocurrency in particular has the potential to change the global economy as we know it. Where digital money is centralized, cryptocurrency is decentralized, allowing online transactions to take place without an intermediary.
I'm sure you personally have had the experience of moving money cross borders, and it's slow and it's expensive. And we can and will enable much more efficient and much cheaper solutions.
Since Bitcoin was introduced in 2009, a long list of other cryptocurrencies have gained prominence, including Ethereum and XRP. With Facebook's Diem currency expected to launch in 2021, blockchain-based payment systems are on the rise.
So it can be used for everyday transactions. So the point is you're not only going to use it on Facebook to send money to friends or e-commerce in the app, but also you can use it outside of the Facebook ecosystem around the globe. So you can use it to buy a cup of coffee or something outside in the real world.
Even Wells Fargo has reportedly been, quote, discussing the digital asset space more, meaning crypto banks may take off as well. Number 4, 3D and 4D printing. The idea of being able to print a three-dimensional object sounds like something purely out of science fiction. Using 3D printers, though, people are not only creating nifty toys to display in their offices, but also bionic body parts that could improve lives.
Here you see some of these ear structures that were printed. And you can see here that, in fact, they're built so that they have the same resiliency and elasticity as you would find in a normal ear.
3D printing also helps doctors to create medical equipment specifically tailored to the patient's anatomy. Outside of healthcare, 3D printing can be further used to feed the hungry, build more houses, reduce waste, and much more.
It allows goods to be produced in lower quantities, more often, closer to the point of consumption.
3D printing is quite literally evolving with the innovation of 4D printing, in which a three-dimensional object changes shape over time when influenced by external factors.
And we're also translating that into two-dimensional systems. So flat sheets that can self-fold into three-dimensional structures.
Just as our creativity has no boundaries, 3D and 4D printing offer endless possibilities that have only been touched upon. Number 3, drones.
I know this looks like science fiction. It's not.
Wow. Drones, or unmanned aerial vehicles, have become increasingly practical for delivering Amazon packages, food, and medical supplies. The next natural step would be for cargo drones to revolutionize the shipping industry. Since drones were originally created for military operations, it shouldn't come as a surprise that they're also being utilized for law enforcement, firefighting, and surveillance.
The future of war is on display. This small drone gives a soldier the means to see what might be happening the other side of a building or a mountain with the help of remote control.
In 2019, it was reported that at least 279 lives had been saved thanks to search and rescue drones. These uncrewed vehicles have done wonders for the environment as well, allowing us to keep track of endangered species and ecosystems.
The World Wildlife Federation is in on the new trend too, receiving $5 million in funding from a company called Google. No, that can't be right. Oh, Google.
From disease control to real estate to entertainment, you'd be hard-pressed to find an industry that hasn't found a use for drones. Number 2, 5G. Speed has been the main talking point in the 5th generation of wireless networking, or 5G. At 20 gigabits per second, you can download a 2-hour film in a snap.
But it's not just internet capacity that will be upgraded. Response times will also be much faster. The 4G network responds to our commands in just under 50 milliseconds. With 5G, it will take around 1 millisecond.
Over time, it's believed that 5G could be almost 100 times quicker than 4G. In addition to being faster, 5G will take bandwidth to the next level, permitting us to control more connected devices than ever before. This means that 5G likely won't just have an impact on cellular networks, but also cars, homes, and entire cities.
Smart cities based on 5G can make almost anything that's electric also connected and aware. When a bridge needs repair, why can't it tell someone? With a mesh of 5G connected sensors, it could.
It's yet another example of how the Internet of Things is changing the world. By 2025, the GSM Association expects that there will be over 1.7 billion 5G network subscribers. The future can't get here fast enough.
It's all about 5G now. We were 4G and everybody was saying we have to get 4G. And then they said, before that, we have to get 3G. And now we have to get 5G, and 5G is a big deal. And that's going to be there for a while. And I guess at some point we'll be talking to you about number 6. What do you think? Do you think that's true, AJ?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Drive-in movies. As movie theaters struggle, an old trend makes a comeback.
The classic American experience is seeing a huge resurgence across the USA in the aftermath of the pandemic.
Edge computing, pushing cloud computing to the edge.
The industry has already gone a long way toward addressing the demands of edge computing, and it's becoming mainstream. Its importance is likely to grow even more as the use of real-time applications becomes more prevalent.
Distributed ledgers, databases that exist across multiple places.
Not centrally in a cloud, but locally on each computer on the network, functioning as a decentral peer-to-peer network.
Robotic process automation, making work easier for us humans.
Robotic Process Automation, RPA, is a technology that allows a computer program or robot to replicate otherwise manual processes in an automated, repeatable, and reliable manner.
Autonomous vehicles, because who doesn't want a self-driving car?
It isn't really a matter of when these technologies will arrive to me, but can we be ready and utilize them in
the best way possible.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What's the problem?
I think you know what the problem is just as well as I do.
AI ties into almost every other entry on our list in one way or another, making it an obvious candidate for our top spot. Honestly, we could make an entire video about how AI is changing the world and still not have enough time to explore everything.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest's height is 29,029 feet, 8,848 meters.
How can it know so much? It's so small.
We are all familiar with virtual assistants like Alexa and Siri, but AI is growing rapidly in ways you probably weren't even aware of. Through machine learning, systems are able to learn and evolve without human interference.
The Amazon Go market uses artificial intelligence to monitor what you've reached for on the shelf and to make sure you're charged for what you walked out with, and nothing else.
While that admittedly sounds kind of creepy, ML has the potential to benefit numerous sectors, including healthcare, transportation, and education. By 2025, the AI market is projected to reach $190 billion, meaning we can expect even greater innovations to come.
Artificial intelligence is changing our lives. But what can it really do? What will change? And what will remain science fiction?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.